Hi, Jason. This is a student spotlight with Operation Graduate. And as you know, I'm Sarah Benham, director of the team. I wanted to, first of all, just tell you how excited I am to have you join us today. And it's great to see your face. I've spoken with you so many times. This is the first time I'm seeing you. It's wonderful. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Sarah, for having me, and I'm honored that you guys would even notice me. It's interesting to me because it caused this a domino effect, if you will, of good things.
So now I want to bring up something that you just mentioned before we started recording.
Okay.
You said my grades are the most positive thing I have going on in my life right now. So let's focus on just currently. You've seen yourself have this success academically, and you've really pushed on and stayed committed to your education despite some real huge challenges. Tell me what your focus on school has been doing for you recently.
Um, it's been an anchor point, I guess you could say, in my life. At times, if for everybody, I would say, school itself and schoolwork in general are rather stressful. And I've kind of found a way to harness it at times, when things in my life, when life gets lifey, I would say. I start to, I wander and I drift in my head and I go, from one thought to another and through, random emotions because I'm a very emotional person. I could be happy at one point, sad at the other, So what I do is I kind of harness that and I use schoolwork as a way to, at times when I can focus, even if it's for like 5, 10 minutes at a time, I'll open my app or I'll open my schoolwork and I'll kind of, do a little bit of reading, a little bit of studying, um, absorb it as much as I can, and then even go over it again if I have to, and then take some notes. I'm an old school person, so some people like on their phone, I'll write my notes down in my notebook or whatever. I have numerous notebooks, and then just kind of go back through it, and then you know what I mean, use it and apply it to schoolwork. Essentially, schoolwork for me, like I said, my grades are the only thing good I have going because there's something that I have control over, if that makes sense, in a
Mm-hmm.
sense where I have the ability to, study every bit of this subject and absorb all the knowledge, or to kind of, mess off a little bit and just kind of wander around and do nothing, and um, I'm thankful for online learning because it's given me the ability, I know that when you're in and I know that colleges will work with people when they have tragedy in their lives, but I'm thankful for the situation I'm in because I've been given the option to be able to put, my schoolwork down for a moment and to feel feelings and to go through life, you know what I mean? But to say the least on schoolwork, it's been an anchor point, I guess, just to sum it up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jason. What has it been like to work with the Operation Graduate team?
Um, it's been great. Brittany, yourself, everybody has been super nice. Um, you guys have not only helped me, but you guys have also, um, been resourceful as far as, some mental health stuff. Well, actually, I was Indiana Tech, I should say, but all you guys have facilitated a lot of that, and you guys have also facilitated just, um, you know, everybody's been especially understanding to my situation, and I know everybody has their own little, things happen in life, to everybody. But it's been kind of one thing after the other with me, and you guys have helped me a lot. And Indiana Tech too. Both you guys your entities have been incredibly helpful in gaining success and coming as far as I have.
Thank you. I mean, we're honored to be able to help support you and our students through some of the challenges that they face. And, you know, our colleague Emily was mentioning also just shortly before we started recording here that you were on the dean's list.
Yeah, it's the first time had anything like that, any kind of accolade or anything like that happen. All through high school, I was, uh, I mean, my instructors and my, teachers in high school told me I was bright, but I wasted my talent, doing other things in high school. I was a teenager, and I was focused on other teenage things. But as far as the dean's list go, I mean, I didn't even fully understand what that was. I had to ask my sister because she was in college, and she was like, "No way," because she graduated. She got her degree in geography. Anyway, she says, "You made the dean's list." She made a big deal about it, and I'm like, "Is that it's a really good thing?" And she goes, "Yeah." So I started giving myself a little bit of a pat on the back, and then when you guys reached out for the interview thing, I realized that it was kind of a big deal, and I'm proud of myself.
And we're proud of you. That's a huge accomplishment. And I think there's a lot of value in looking back and kind of seeing how you have grown and what you are capable of today, when you just focus your energy, in the way that's important to you. With your studies at this point, you've mentioned that it's an anchor. You've mentioned that it's really allowed you to put some energy into something, that's going to keep you moving forward. I'm curious if you might share any resources that you've used, not only from Operation Graduate, but specifically from your university that have helped contribute to your success.
Well, yeah, there's been numerous things. I would say mainly my instructors,
Hmm.
specifically Larry White was monumental. He still is. He's gone through, I would say, similar things in his life recently that have allowed us to kind of connect on a different level rather than just a more human level rather than a student and an instructor. And that's important, I think. Well, I mean, it's good to keep those two separated, but at times when then it's needed. So in terms of resources, there's been, all of the apps and all of the one clicks are great. And, the learning tools, I'm a different kind of learner. I'm a hands-on learner. Reading's great. The Tech Live, everything has been really, really helpful and and helped me with gaining success and learning. But I would say my instructors mainly along the way, each and every one of them really have been, great.
I am a firm believer that it's the people who ultimately make a place. And I'm glad to hear that you've had that experience with some of the faculty members and instructors. We consistently receive great feedback from our students across the board when it comes to their interaction with faculty. And you also mentioned, that you've been attending the live tech sessions, and we also hear that from students consistently. Even though that's optional and not mandatory for your online course, it does give you an opportunity when you do attend to really interact and to get to know, not only your instructor, but potentially some of the other students that you're in class with too. So I'm glad that you've been tapping into those resources and that you found Mr. White to be, somebody who you could really relate to. Have you set any specific goals during your academic journey?
So yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. I've always been a kind of chaotic person, and I still am. Very random. Uh, and I act kind of, I just do things. I'm very random, and I, I don't have a very set schedule. I've been working on that lately and time management and all of that stuff. But I have recently made a 1 year, a 5 year goal, and a plan basically to get myself in a better financial situation and have a little bit more freedom. Um, yeah, my goal right now is to graduate. First and foremost, I would like to, continue my GPA, which is going to be difficult with math coming algebra and all the math. But I'm going to preemptively be taking some tutoring and trying to brush up on those skills so that I can maintain this grade point average. And I guess my next goal, will not just to graduate, but with hopefully with magna cum laude attachment on my degree.
That's great to hear. I'm glad I asked that question because, again, you and I hadn't talked about that until now either. Jason, what do you want to do with your degree when you do reach graduation?
So being an entrepreneur, you know, revolves around starting businesses and also keeping them moving, the momentum,
Mm-hmm.
and also helping others to start businesses. So my goal would be first and foremost to start my own business, get it going, and then hopefully prompt other businesses either within my circle or my own, multiple. And I think overall to help others.
Okay. So, do you want to elaborate at all when you talk about helping others?
Sure. So when you tell me to elaborate, I will fully do that. Is there, are we pet friendly on here? This is Elliot. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not only a human. I mean, I like humans, but I'm a animal person very much, and yeah, I'm vegan. Got to throw that in there. When I say helping others, I want to help other living things.
Got it.
Anything,
Okay.
anything that anyone or anything that needs help.
I love it. I mean, the way that you want to use your own experiences and your passion and then help other living beings, human, animal, you know, put it all together. I mean, there's a lot of
Mm.
compassion that I'm sensing. Uh, that's that's nice to see, Jason. So, what advice would you give someone who is going back to school?
Well, maintain focus, and I know that's really hard to do these days, especially when you're juggling, um, you know, everything. It doesn't matter who you are, you're juggling these days. Life is insanely chaotic, whether you have children, a job, a pet. Um, you could be living out of your car basically, and you're still having some sort of struggle in your life. And I would say to focus, um, maintain focus. That's everything. No matter what hurdles are going to come your way, people are going to die. You have to almost maintain a level of like solidarity and almost stoicism uh, in your studying. Don't allow anything to interfere with your studying, with your schoolwork, with your progression in life. And I know that sounds very selfish, but if you start something, you got to be willing to finish it. And if you, begin a journey, you cannot quit halfway on the trail and decide to go back because then you don't get to see the beauty of of where you're going. So I would say focus, maintain focus.
Jason, it's beautiful. I'm so happy that you've shared what you have. And I remember even recently on the phone, you had very recently experienced the loss of a loved one. And you told me that they would want you to stay in school, that they would say, don't you give up right now, right? And it was such a
Yeah,
powerful moment where, you used that, and I feel like you're still carrying that with you. And,
yeah,
you will continue to do so that, like you said, you can continue moving forward and find all the beauty that lies ahead. So
yeah.
I'm
It's
really
funny that you mentioned
grateful.
that. I'm gonna show like just a couple pictures because I carried them with me of her and she was very beautiful person and very unapologetically uh, beautiful in herself all the time. I'll show you another one. This is a great one. This is the pool. Anyway, definitely. She would tell me, keep going, keep moving, don't stop, quit crying, you know, which I have done a lot of, but I'm to the point now where I will cry. It's going to happen. Yeah, I lost the person that I love, that I was in love with. 1 month ago today, in fact. So it's been a rough journey, but I'm not going to stop. And my path is forward. I'm not gonna. I have to remain focused. I have to take my own advice. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. And that sometimes is the hardest piece to do, right? You might know deep
Yeah.
down what someone else would say or what's really driving you and what you want to do, but in the moment, sometimes it's very difficult to find that and to just keep going. So I'm really proud of you. The whole team is. I know if Brittany was here, she would appreciate the shout out. You would be happy to know that she's out hiking today.
Good.
So, and everybody at Operation Graduate, will be here to continue supporting you on your path to graduation and beyond. And I'm so confident that you're going to be able to go out there and use everything that you are learning along the way to, help others, like you've mentioned. That's a real motivator for you. So I feel like this might be a good place for us to wrap. But if there's anything else that you want to share before we do, floor is
I
yours
mean,
for another minute.
I'll, um, all right. So no matter where you've come from, no matter what you're doing in life, you're able to achieve things that you didn't know you were capable of. I'm pretty interested to see what I'm capable to do while I'm now sober and while I'm very, very focused.
Thanks, Jason.